Where can you find videos of the best players in the world in their entirety and without commercials? accustats.com. How about 8-ball, 9-ball, straight pool, 1 pocket, and 3 cushion billiards? accustats.com. Only one place has it all. Check out our complete catalog on the net, 24 hours a day. Where do you ask? accustats.com.
Hi everybody, we're sitting here at the Derby City Classic, the 5th annual, and this is the 1 pocket division. It's from the Executive West Hotel, Louisville, Kentucky, and we're getting to the end of the 1 pocket tournament, which, I'm Danny DiLiberto, and I'm my good friend, Shawn Putnam, top player, is going to assist me, I guess, commentator, and we had unbelievable 293 entries, I think, in the 1 pocket division. The first division was bank pool. We had 340 in it, and now I think we're getting down. This round, I heard them say it was like 65 players, so we have Keith McCREADY from California, the Los Angeles area, and I like to say we have Grady Matthews from everywhere USA. He's known as the professor. And Shawn now, what do you think of this match?
I think we're going to have a great match. Both of these gentlemen are very colorful, and they're going to add a lot of life to this match.
Yeah, this should be very entertaining. We have, of course, Grady Matthews, the professor, and this would be like a boxing match, a puncher versus the boxer. And in this case, I would have to call Keith McCREADY the puncher because he plays way more careless and way more aggressive than Grady. Grady at times, of course, is a little too cautious, and I'm sure before this match is over, we'll have a lot of he should have shot this and he should have shot that.
And we're definitely going to see Keith shoot at his hole.
Yeah, he definitely will.
Well, we're getting ready for the lag here now.
Okay, what else has he done? 5-time World 1 Pocket Champion, top 10 crossword puzzle player in the world. Please welcome from Columbia, South Carolina.
It looks
like Grady's going to get this.
Grady Matthews on table number
Grady wins the lag, so it's very important to win that lag, especially short races. This is a race to 3, so that means no matter what, Grady's going to break the balls at least twice.
Yeah.
And
plus, you get the opening break and you get the hill race.
If it comes to it,
exactly.
Right. It's a big edge to win that lag. And of course, in 1 pocket, the break is very, very big. And after the break, I like to say that the shot that you shoot immediately after the break could dictate whether you win that game or not. So it's a very important shot right after the break.
Extremely.
The oncoming player. Now let's see, first of all, if Grady comes with a good 1 pocket break. And of course, we're using the Sardo rack, and it freezes everything. In the past, especially in 1 pocket, we've had problems. That head ball comes a little loose, and they argue, rack them again, and in a Sardo rack, there's none of that. Everybody gets the same.
Look at this.
Yeah. He made a ball.
Oh boy,
that's big. Well, that's why the break is so big. That happens
and with the
good many
rack,
times.
With that starter rack, it happens a lot more.
Yeah.
More often than, because you have a perfect rack, so if you hit the break good.
And not so much perfect rack, but that it's the same for everybody. Okay, I like stroking the heck out of this and drawing the ball. You're going to open some balls up, and you'll have the 13.
Yep.
That's exactly right. See, once you get a shot in one pocket, it becomes straight pull, as you know, and these little things like that, nudging the pile, playing position for the 13, that would be like an insurance ball. Okay, we were talking about this in practice. He did the no-no one stroke. Now, he got a great advantage there. In fact, he figured to get right out. He had enough balls to get out with there, but unfortunately he missed. And it was because of that one poke stroke we were talking about early. And you must have good fundamentals when you're playing a game at a high level, because Grady missed an easy shot. And it's all because of that one-shot poke. And so now we have, instead of the game being over, I guess, what does Grady have? 3-2 here? That's the score, 3-2 this match?
Yeah, 3-2. I like Grady shooting this, yes.
Yeah, the score is 3-2 Matthews, first game.
15 behind. He's going to go for 1 ball, 2 reels.
Yeah, that's a good shot. The other shot you don't have to get away with. He hit that pretty well, and he put the cue ball in a good spot.
He did.
I expect Keith to shoot.
Yeah, he's going to swing at his hole.
Mostly because it looks safe. It looks like the cue ball is going to go under the 5, and all he has to do is not sell out of bank. And he knew that. That's why it was important to shoot this speed. If you miss it, the guy has no return bank. So I think he can kick it out if he wants, or he can give it to him. He kicked it out.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
The balls are really favoring Grady right now. As you see, there's 5 balls all go in Grady's pocket, and maybe the one goes in Keith's.
Just get the balls up table.
Well, they're getting the balls up table. He had no choice.
Yeah.
That's all he could do. And that, of course, with the score 3-2, isn't so important. It's when you're winning 7-1 or something, you want to get those balls up the table. Pretty good hit here. You know what I like here? I think that he could cross that. What is the ball there?
15.
Well, he's going to get up and shoot it. I think he could have crossed it and fell in there, but he decided to.
He leaves Grady now with a 7-ball bank and the 11, and he can go all the way up top of the table.
This is.
He can leave a lot of distance.
Well, he doesn't want to shoot. I don't know why he doesn't want to shoot. Here's what we're talking about here. You can shoot. I think he can shoot this ball up here and go that way, which he did. He was looking at something else. Look how good he hit this. See, the main thing of that when you shoot a long bank is if you miss it, leave it near the pocket, because that stops the player from shooting. But Keith sometimes will invent an aggressive shot.
Keith might be able to cut this 1 ball in the hole
I don't think so.
And get the 7 out.
Yeah, I think he's, if he shoots the 1, he's going dangerously close to the pocket with the cue ball, except if he punches it, then he can draw on the inside of it. See, that was not free.
No.
But it doesn't have to be free when you make the ball. Yeah,
now,
that was
did you go
very
into the stack here?
Sure, you might hit the 10, open up some balls. He got lucky he hit the 3 because the cue ball would have been further away. But he really doesn't have position here unless the 7-ball banks. That's what he's playing for. But
I think he got a line on that bank.
Yeah, he got the kiss angle. I believe he got the kiss angle. I don't think he can go to the hole with it. Well, we'll see shortly.
Oh, he hit it good.
Wow, what a hit.
He just slid the cue ball underneath it.
Right.
Nice shot.
He beat the kiss by driving forward.
2 rails and follow-up table a little bit.
And he hits this one with pretty good speed. Well, Grady missing
That's a good shot.
That easy shot really not only let Keith in the game, he let Keith get ahead. And the score now is 6-3 this game in favor of McCready. Well, the thing about with Grady,
McCready's on the hill here. He needs 1 ball. 7-3.
No, it's really 6-3. There's 6 balls on the table, so he needs 2. He got a kiss. Watch outside pocket. See you later.
Oh boy,
that was careless. He didn't defend 6-3 because there weren't enough balls out for Grady. And
Keith marked up the wrong score when he put it down there.
Well, anyway, Keith loses the ball, and it's 5-3, and suddenly Grady has a chance to do something. I mean, I see at least 1 ball that goes, the 11. I don't know if he wants to.
Yeah, Grady's questioning him now on the score. Well, now they're going to argue a little about.
The math is right. I mean, you know, it's 5-3 and 7 balls on the table. Now, whether someone else has a different ball, Grady doesn't look too happy. He's got the 3 ball, but I don't really see anything else. Does the 5 go by the 13?
Yeah,
it does.
No.
Well, he put this angle where he's either going to roll into the pile or go to the 5. Well, there's no going to the 5 there.
Yeah, he didn't hit that hard enough at all.
No, he didn't hit it hard enough.
Even if the 5 didn't go, he could have lagged it to his hole and froze him up on the stack. If he'd have been a little bit higher up.
Right, he's guilty of the undershoot, and he has a 2-railer now that's free.
Uh-oh, look out, Grady.
It's free if he doesn't go in the pocket, which he didn't. Good speed on the ball, and he has nothing but a defensive shot. Keith doesn't like a lot of that. He got a little bit too thin underneath, and he's going to leave Grady a return bank. Yeah, when you kick that kind, you got to hit it full. Make sure it goes on your side.
Grady's got to freeze this ball to the top rail and lag it down.
He hit it good.
He hit it real good.
It's in.
Good shot, Grady.
It's in. It trickled in. See, that same shot shooting hard on this equipment wouldn't have gone, but that speed, the pocket's a little more generous.
What do you do here, Danny?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's in a little trouble here. Even though the score is 5-5, he has to open the balls up, and he has to make sure that. I'll tell you what I like. Here. He has to cut this 2, bank this ball this way, and spin the cue ball around down here, I believe.
And pin the 2 ball right where it's hitting?
Yeah, it looks like it's at least knocking the 6 on your side. Well, he did it with the 5.
Okay.
Same kind of thing with the 5. He had it with the 6, too.
He left the cue ball long with a lot of distance.
Yeah. Well, I like an aggressive shot here. I don't know if he's going to shoot it, but, you know, he's in the trouble, could sell out very easily. Here's what I like. I like kicking 1, 2. As long as you hit this ball thin, go towards the pocket, the cue ball glances up here. That's a big shot. I mean, it's becoming like a standard 1-pocket shot, and I don't see anything else. I mean, he's going to. You don't want to sell out without shooting at something, you know. And apparently, he doesn't see that shot. I don't think he's going to get the best of anything else.
Oh, he could have easily grazed that 5 and scratched. I don't like that at all.
Well, Grady cannot be banking at that 13, of course, but if nothing goes in Keith's pocket, I think he can cross the 5 to the pocket, and at least, you know, it's a move. You know, what I like here is cutting the 5, knocking it this way, and going up here with the cue ball. You know, you don't figure to make it, but you leave the guy only a defensive move. You know, I think that's all he has, unless he wants to just knock it 2 rails on his side.
If he spins this on the other side of the stack, he's going to leave Keith a shot in that 13 bank if he doesn't make it.
I don't think it sits to spin underneath. I think if he tries to go forward, he's going to, he would have hit the balls. And it's like I said, the other shot to rail it this way, but.
You may see Keith bank this ball into the 5 ball and try to carry him the 13 off the 5 into his hole.
That's a good shot. See,
you leave distance, the ball's
Shawn
moving
is
towards.
saying, you know, like sometimes you're hitting this ball thin to bank it, and the cue ball goes flying all around. If you hit it on the full side and bank it into the cluster and just go upstream, well, he went to the pocket.
That's what happens, though.
Yeah, that's what, you know, hitting it thin like that, he lost the cue ball. And I liked your shot.
Yeah,
Yours was a great shot.
The way Keith shot it, he can only make 1 ball out of that and then have to duck again. And if he'd have went in the stack and carried it off of the ball, he could have opened up the stack and ran the game out.
So now we have 5-4 in favor of Grady.
The game switched around pretty big. It's not Keith or Grady will probably.
He's just going to fan the ball and.
Ooh, he just set
That's
dead balls
dangerous.
up to his hole.
I don't know if they're dead, but that was I like fanning it and going way upstream.
Right here, I might.
Here's, I don't know, can he hit the ball on the right side? Because he has that same shot again. He can bank this into the pile and go upstream.
Yeah.
Or another
good
shot.
shot.
Yeah,
There's nothing
he
wrong with
kicked
that.
the ball.
It was either that or kick at the 1 ball and try to make the 5 and stick it on the stack.
Well, the way the balls are sitting, it's about, you know, even.
Look at this.
This shot, he made it.
Oh, great.
Well,
Nice shot.
he didn't make it, but he's going to get it. But now I think, you know, in giving him the ball, the best shot would be to hit rail with a low ball and come off here and come
all the way
up
up
here.
table.
Now, just sitting there and making it, that's not a good shot. Well,
Yeah,
that's
he
the
did
shot.
what you said. But he leaves Grady a shot in the 6 now instead
Well,
of getting closer to the other
That's
corner.
why I said hit the cue ball low. You know, if he hits the cue ball low, that cue ball does not come off this angle and come over here where he left the shot. Low, it would have been more this way. And Grady punished him for it. He didn't play position, but he does have a bank. He does have a bank. It
And
looks
he's
like.
going to be able to protect his hole.
Yeah, it looks like he can bank at the 14 and play position for his out ball.
Keith's in a bunch of trouble here.
Oh no, he only needs 1.
Yeah. But he can protect his pocket by lagging this ball to his hole.
He's playing a billiard, 5 and off the 1, and he didn't hit it hard enough. It was in.
It's a good shot.
It's a very good shot because he didn't leave anything. But now, what does Keith do? He cannot follow the ball in and, you know, and spot it in 0-1 because there are balls over the head string that Grady could make. He's got to try to knock this out and hope the cue ball
what a
stops
shot.
right.
Oh, what a shot, Keith.
Well, it just gave him a little life, you know, where he was dead, but actually he left an easy bank on the 5. You know, but he had no choice. You know, this is better than shooting at the ball hanging. And this is the reason. The other ball he would have made easily. And this one, he has to do another shot like that with a little risk. And he controlled it, but he left the bank now in the 14. That's what happens when you're on the defense. You figure to give up a shot. Now, he does have a shot at the 14. I believe he's supposed to shoot it, but like I said earlier, Grady's more on the cautious side.
Yeah.
And he decided to put a ball out of play. Nothing wrong with that because he needs 1, Keith needs 4. Put the balls where Keith can't get 4 easily because he's going to shoot, you know. He tried to spin that in. He did a jump
If I was
up.
Grady, I would have shot at that ball, that straight ball.
I know it, but like I said earlier, Grady will be the more cautious of the 2, and there's nothing wrong with it because he got balls out of play. Now he's supposed to just shoot this straight on, 3 rails on his side, and stick the cue ball. But he's looking at cutting and playing it, I think. No, that's all there was to the shot. I wouldn't have cut it that much. I would have hit it straight on. It would have been just as effective, and the cue ball would have been closer to this rail.
Keith's looking at cut banking this ball backwards.
He has
No,
a
he's gonna
kick
kick
bank.
the one ball.
Yeah, this is that shot I was talking about. He has a kick bank, and he hit it pretty good.
Wow.
He didn't miss it too bad, and he put Grady on defensive move now.
Grady's got a free shot at the one ball.
Oh, I don't think. You mean cutting it?
Yeah, just cut
No,
it down
I
the
don't think
corner.
it's. I don't consider this free. Yeah, he couldn't shoot that. No, you got to protect the lead. If you need 4, you might shoot that, but when you need 1, the other guy needs 4. No sense shooting that one. That was a little dangerous. Keith's doing a lot of
Keith hit
swinging. Of
this
course,
ball
that's
real
his
good.
sound. Yeah. Well, the good part about it is he put it where Grady can't shoot an offensive shot. You know, when a guy needs 1, that's exactly what you have to do. If you're shooting at 1 ball yourself, just put it this way where the guy's not going to shoot at his pocket. Now he has that same bank again, the kick bank, I think. I think he can get under it
He's
again.
gonna really dig in, I think.
Yeah, but he can do it. I'm sure he can do it. Oh, he cut it instead. I don't think he was trying to cut it.
No, I think he was trying to dig it behind it and it just
Yeah.
curved on him.
He just hit it too thin, and he sold out a bank. Like I said, Keith's a little more aggressive, and he figures to do more selling out with Grady. The only time Grady will sell out is when he misses a ball like that 13 earlier. What that you know, if you had bet $1 million, you'd say he's making that 13. Kick at one rail on your side. Anytime you don't have a shot in one pocket, kick the ball on your side, even if it's the far way, but get it on your side. Because now, you know, again, Grady has no shot at his game ball, and he has to duck. I think he's going to cut the 5 a
11?
little. No, I think he's thinning the 5 into the 6, like that, and trying to put the cue ball neutral. It's what he did. Now, if Keith has the combination to make the 5, he has to start getting balls in play.
He's going to kick this 11 to his hole.
Not bad shot, except, you know, you need all 3 of them.
Yeah.
I liked if he could have made the 5 and snookered him, get that in play. And certainly don't do any aggressive shots till you got a chance to get all 3 of them. Because if you're shooting shots that are questionable, it's no good to shoot when the other person needs 1. Don't
Did
shoot
he leave
it.
a 3-railer here?
I think he did. They go a little long, and he hit it pretty good. You know, the new cloth, it shortened up a little bit. Because the table is wearing out now. You know, we're into like our 5th or 6th day. And as the tables wear, the balls will bank a little sharper. You know, brand new cloth, they will come longer. In other words, the other day, that ball would have gone probably. You might even missed it long.
Yeah.
Well, Keith's got a 3-railer. I'm sure he's going to shoot. Just draw the ball to the side rail. There it is.
Double kiss, Keith.
No, he's all right. He hit it good. That's what I mean. They've been going long on those kind of shots. Well, Grady does have a shot at the money
he's
here.
going to shoot this hole here, I think.
Yeah, it's time to.
Wow.
He wouldn't do it. See,
Real
this is what I'm
conservative.
talking about. That's extra conservative. Those 2 balls up there are out of play. He has to shoot that.
I mean, if you don't shoot your hole, how can you ever win?
Well, I've been watching Grady the last few months, and he is not at the top of his game. And when you're not at the top of your game, you tend to duck and play safe more than shooting an aggressive shot. But that was terrible judgment. Terrible.
Uh-oh.
He didn't want to make that, of
No,
course,
no.
obvious reasons. He left a shot at the game. And earlier he had a chance to make a ball and snooker him, but now Grady's shooting at the first game. And he overcut it.
That last ball is so tough to get in the hole sometimes.
Well, like you said, he's overcautious. I mean, he had a shot at the game. You know, the more shots you get at the game, better percentage you're going to make one of them.
Now Keith opened up his balls to where he can actually get behind him and play shape if he has to off of.
Grady has to
no
just
manner
knock
shove.
this ball towards the other ones. Well, he put it on his side. I don't like this because he did leave somewhat of a shot. He did leave a 2-railer. I like banking it up into the 5 and that other ball and congesting everything. You know, he left possibly a 1-railer even. But he didn't have to do that. Keith knocked it on his side. He decided it isn't time to shoot, and I agree with that because the other two balls aren't in play. All right, what would you do here? I mean, it looks like safety play, but what would you do?
Here, I banked the 5 ball down and dragged the cue ball over to the other side rail. But I'm a real aggressive player. I don't agree with giving people too many opportunities.
Well, I'll tell you something about aggression. The game has changed. You know, I'm from the era, the Johnson City era, where ducking was the game. You know, from the beginning in the history of this game, it was moving, 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 and the younger players started doing aggressive things, and that 8 and out is the better shot than moving, moving, moving.
Yeah.
You know, anyway, the game is getting more creative, and yeah, Grady missed that one.
Only missed that one by a diamond.
Well, like I said, Grady hasn't been at the top of his game now. He's had a few shots at the game, and of course, in a race of 3, you do want to win that first game because it's such an edge, because you know you're going to get another break. Must win this game. And Grady feels that, and that's why he's coming with a few bad strokes. You know, nerves are getting to him. But I like to tell people out there that your body will tell you when you're more apt to jump up and twist and do a fundamentally bad stroke. Your body will tell you. You'll get that little doggish feeling, the heat of the match. It tells you, Grady, you're apt to jump up here, so at least make sure of the fundamentals. And you'll find you'll hit balls better and you'll overcome pressure. But that's what you have to be aware of. Your body will tell you, I can dog it here. This is a shot to win the match. Make sure of the fundamentals. They're having a little fun out there.
I think Keith has fun every single match he plays.
He does, because, you know, nothing really bothers him. He's not, I mean, I'll tell you a real funny story. I was around him when he was 13 and in Bellflower, California, and he was in the pool room all the time, and sleeping under benches and everything. I said, Keith, don't you go to school? He said, nah, they threw me out of school. I said, for what? He said, for having too much money. I said, well, elaborate. Tell me, what are you talking about? And he says, well, I was going to gym, and I went to the gym teacher, and I said, would you hold my money for me? I don't want to put it in the locker. Someone might steal it. Da, 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 da. And the gym teacher says, yeah, I'll do that. How much? Keith says, $36,000. They threw him out of school for having too much money.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at this.
Oh, what a shot.
Hit it good. Well, he is going to create something, you know.
Well, he's got to put the balls in play or he can't win.
In fact, he'll do stuff like this at the wrong time, you know. And, in fact, even that shot, as good as it looked, he could have gave Grady a shot at his ball. He only needs one. If that goes in the side, Keith's going to love it. Yeah. Yeah, and I like to say that of all the players, Keith has turned more backwards to drinking than anyone else. You got to have a strong heart to do that. Is he trying that again? Well, he's trying to get balls in play now. And they're really totally out of play for him, except maybe a cross bank on the 2, you know, straight back. But the 5 is out of play for Keith. The 14 is out of play for Keith. The 2 is out of play for Keith. He needs all 3 balls. Grady needs 1. I don't know what he's going to do up there, because the 5, he's got to get them all in play. I like cutting the 5 in and going down here with the cue ball and putting the 5 on the spot. You know, you got to get the balls in play. Well, he can't get all the way on that rail he's standing there, because I think the 5 goes. Like with ball in hand, I think
the 5 does go.
Yeah, so anywhere down there, Grady will have a cut at the ball. He's got to do what I said. You got to start getting the balls in play. Cut this ball Well, he wants to do something else. He can let Grady have a shot or something. I don't know. I don't like that. He had a perfect chance to get a ball in play. Grady might have well, he was looking at a bank. He doesn't. He's just going to leave distance now. And you see, now Keith's not in the same spot to make the 5 and go upstream, but if his speed is good, he's all right. That's not good speed because he left Grady a shot at the 5. He could cross it. And if he shot harder, the ball would have been way upstream and he wouldn't have had this shot. This is a shootable shot. You know, just natural. He jumped up with the one stroke again. You see it?
Yeah.
He has to tell himself, Grady, you know when you jump up and do that, you're aware of it. You're aware of it. He has to start telling himself
3 rails.
that. 3 rails, swing the cue ball around. He hit it good, but he left another bank.
Wow.
You see, I don't agree with this. You don't shoot shots like that when you need 3 and the other guy needs 1. Before you shoot a shot like that, you got to get the balls in play. And he's just lucky. He's just lucky that Grady is not, that's like the 4th shot Grady had at the game.
Now, do you shoot the 14 cross corner?
No.
And leave the cue on the side rail?
No, you got to shoot it straight on, let high karate turn, and 3 rail it on your side. See the karate? High karate. I like to call it high karate. He hit it maybe a hair hard and left the bank.
Yeah.
But the high karate means that whenever you hit an object ball and hit the cushion immediately after that, the cue ball retains what it has. That's why it straightens out with a high ball on a shot that Keith just shot. Now, Keith has a 3-railer again. You can't 2-rail this and stick the ball because you can sell out a bank. But he does have this. Cut this ball here, 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 here. But he didn't decide to do that. He just played, knock it on his side and sold out.
I think he got good speed on it.
You're right. I think it rolled just a hair too far. Keith is ducking the bullet right now. He's dodging the bullet. But
you can bet Keith's going to shoot this ball somewhere.
He doesn't have anything.
This is that shot that might, you can probably play this 3 rails.
No, he's got to kick 1
With
rail,
inside
knock it on his side. Hit the cue ball low, hit rail first, knock it on your side. That's all you can do.
That's why I like commentating with you, Danny. I learn so much while I'm up here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you something. You're a good learner, and it has nothing to do who's a better player, but I have helped you a bit in one putt. I know, and it shows, and I'm proud of that. I like to brag.
Yeah, you're an excellent teacher in one pocket.
Well, thank you.
Better teacher in straight pool.
Yeah, Keith's got a shot at this. He can go forward 1 rail and bank it and
He
split
hit this
the wicket.
perfect.
See, now, Grady is starting to agonize because he has missed 4 shots at the money here. Now, I'm going to tell you, the way it's going, all Keith has to do is bank the 3 towards the 2, not hard enough to make it, and not soft enough to leave a 2-railer. And he is thinking of putting this ball in play now, but he'll leave a bank if he does that. He's got to bank this towards the 3 without selling out a 2-railer on the 3. He really doesn't have much else. He doesn't have a bank. That's about all he has. But he left the bank again, see. He undershot that because he hit it too thin. The speed might have been perfect if he hits it full.
He was worried about making a 2-ball if he hit it too hard.
Yeah, but that's not really a worry because you like to get it in play. Grady has another shot at the money, and he sold out a bank. So it looks like from needing 3, Keith is going to get in the game 1 at a time. He has a bank for sure.
And he hit it good.
Sure. Now he has to shoot this 2. He cannot just shoot the 2 and stop there. He has to cut the 2 and come back this way or draw it back. And the draw is not as good as cutting it because the speed's a little tougher. And once again, he left Grady a shot at the money.
And
now,
after 5 misses, his confidence level has to be going down.
Yeah. Well, the thing about this shot, you got to favor overcutting it because you can scratch. See, and that's just what he did. You must overcut that shot when you get it.
Keith will try to cut this ball in the hole, though.
You think he'll cut it or double?
Keith's so aggressive, he's cutting this ball.
He's going to cut it. He overcut it. He did a jump-up dance, and that's what's colorful about Keith. There's no telling what he'll do. I don't even like to talk about fundamentals when we're talking about Keith, because he'll dance and twitch and twist, but he is a good player. And, like I say, very colorful. And I've known him since he was 13. And at 13 in Bellflower, California, all the players met because there was action every night. And Keith broke the pay ball game on the snooker table 2 weekends in a row with the top players in California. He was 13. Anyway, Grady would like to have all those shots back. If this ball bounces a little, he might have the kick bank again. Or he can hit rail first on the side rail and kick bank it and draw the ball. But he's going to cut it on his side and go upstream. That's it. Now, that's the shot he's good at. But he also could hit the other rail and one rail that. And this time, Grady only has a move. Straight on. Stick the cue ball and knock it on your side, but not hard enough to sell out. That's the second time he overcut that shot. All you have to do is hit it full. He could have sold out. Keith has the kickback. Yeah, he might have gone to
Keith's
school.
going to get this down.
Yeah,
eventually he's going to make this.
Oh, he two-railed it and jumped up. But he had that same other
ball.
shot. Yeah. It's not bad. He, I mean, from the way the games went, I would think that he's the favorite. See, I like two-railing the shot.
Wow.
Yeah, Grady had a two-rail shot. Now he left the two-rail bank, and he's very disgusted with this. He left the two-railer to the pocket. You see the shot I was talking about. He shot real quick. I couldn't point it out, but it comes up commonly. He's two-railing this to the pocket and hit it good.
No,
except for Whitey. Well, he's got to hope it goes in now, because if it goes in, 2 balls will be on the spot. Well, Grady is looking at the floor, thinking about how many times he's missed the game ball. And if he misses it this time,
he can lose the game easily.
Yeah, very well.
He might have to try to make this and drag into the 9-ball.
Yeah, what Shawn is saying, go all out.
See right there. Now he leaves position for the 1.
That was the 1 stroke again. You see, he's not aware that he's 1 stroke poking it. See, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That wins the first game, and it's big. So he should have done the fundamental stuff, take 3-4 strokes, stay down, and don't move until that cue ball hits the object ball, and none of that was there. But we saw that in practice.
He has to watch the 1 ball doesn't turn over too much. He turned it over good.
Yeah, it's a little short.
But again, the scratch didn't hurt him.
Well, Grady has a tough shot here. I'll tell you what this shot, I don't know what he's going to do here. He doesn't have a two-railer. I think he just has to escape the inning by banking the ball to over here and stopping over here. I don't think he can do anything else. He has to just put it neutral, and I don't think he can go all out and do it. I don't like this shot at all. That's a dead sellout. He's not thinking. Oh, he's going to leave a bank.
Yeah, this is going to be
leave a bank. That's a bad shot.
Yeah, Keith's pretty good at this shot. He's
going
to leave a lot of distance. Plus, it's a high percentage shot of making it.
Everybody in tournaments good at this shot because you're going to at least hit it good. And
Keith didn't take his time on that shot at all.
Same thing. 1 shot poke. Now he left a cut.
Yeah, now he left an easy cut or a tough cut, but a makeable shot.
Grady right now would be. He almost fell.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Grady's a little bit unsettled right now. He would not cut that ball in. He would not cut that ball in. I don't believe it. I think Keith has a semi two-railer and go forward. That's what he did. And the kiss got him, but, he hit it pretty good. But I guess the kiss is there. Now Grady again has a bank at the money. He has to cut it thin. Will he shoot? Will he shoot? Cut it thin, go right to the hole. 1 poke again.
Scratched.
But you see the 1 poke stroke again? You see, this is where in tennis, your coach is not allowed to be near you. I mean, if a coach were sitting near him now and went to his ear and said, Grady, you're jumping up. Take more strokes.
And there's game 1.
Yeah. Well, Grady. we're going to go back and show an interesting moment in this match. We're going to replay a shot. When Keith kicked this away and the cue ball flew everywhere, and he got away with it. Look at this.
No,
the cue ball comes straight down and hits rail first under the 5 ball.
And he had a ton of inside
and he got
spin
away
on
with it. He got away with it. He got lucky, but the real luck there was Grady missed the game ball 5 times.
There's a good break there.
Well, I don't quite agree with you, and I'm going to tell you, this is a one-pocket shot that you have to bank this ball into the pile and draw the ball down here and double them up and open something up and take the break away from the guy.
Wow.
That's a good shot. That comes up very often. You always have to look to see if balls are doubled up if you go down here. And even if there's only one ball straight in long, you can do that because the guy's shooting at one ball. See, that was a great shot. He turned the break around there, but he does have the brown ball. He can cross that into the pile and go back upstream. Can't be shooting at anything here.
Can he bank the 7 ball 2 rails into the 3 and draw it into the stack?
I don't think so. No, he did what I thought. Bank it into the pile and leave distance. That's good. As long as there's nothing dead.
Yeah.
You must always look at the pile before you put someone upstream. And, you know, a lot of the young players, straight as they shoot, never look at that pile. You've got to check if there's a dead one. But, you know, he has a good shot. Shoot the 13 into the edge. It goes to your pocket. And here comes it. Yeah, he made a good hit there. But he got fortunate that it stopped just where he can shoot straight on, cut the ball, and the cue ball stop. If there's any other angle, you lose the cue ball, and it's not a good shot. Well, this is similar to the first shot.
You bump the
the
stack
first
a little
game. Well, he's not confident. He doesn't want to shoot the 3, but he can go 2 rails to the 13. Now, what happens from there, I don't know if the 6 goes by the 7. I don't imagine it does. But the way you were talking about, if you're playing with confidence, you shoot the 3, you nudge the 14, and then you got the 9 for your insurance ball. It's like straight pool. But Grady, his confidence not there right now, and he's kind of cinching balls, which means you're limiting yourself to running a lot of balls. Now, he has this. He might get to the 8 on a you know, he drew it back, and he may have a bank on the 6, but I think
he might have to twist the 6 ball in.
Well, he would. Well, I'll tell you what. Even if he can't bank it, it's a good move. But I think he played the shot. If he got to the 8, a way better bank because it went for sure. I'm not sure this goes. Well, I guess it did.
That's a good shot.
But the thing about this one is
he'd have rather hang that ball, I think, than make it.
Well, the ball always goes in when you're ducking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always. It's like they got brains and they know who's suffering more.
Yeah, if he would have hung that ball instead of make it,
well,
Keith would have been in a little bit more trouble.
He has to jack up and shoot the 8 and bank it on his side and draw the cue ball right back where he is now. Don't leave a bank on that brown ball. That's the shot. Knock the ball on your side, stopping all aggressive shots on Keith because he is going to shoot. You know, there is no 2 ways about it. He's going to shoot. Now, I don't think he can hit the 8 full, so that's no good. All he can do, I believe, is cross the 8 on his side, leave it upstream, and come down towards where he's standing. I don't think he has any kind of aggressive shot. Well, he's going to 2 rail it at the ball, it looks like. I don't know what he could gain there, but, you know, in other words, he could have lost an advantage here because Grady can bank this ball right at, I believe, here's the shot. He can bank straight on to this ball, into this ball here, towards the pocket, and squat the rock. You know, it's free, and it might go, but you got to stick the cue ball. He didn't quite stick the cue ball. That could be fatal. Well, he got a little lucky, but he did leave a bank on Well, he's going to kick the ball. I don't like this.
The cue ball
I
goes
don't
in.
like
Oh,
this.
no.
I mean, this is dumb as it gets.
If he hit that good, he could have got the cue ball up inside of the stack.
He's shooting at one ball, and if
Exactly.
you hit it bad, you leave a bank, you leave position on the other ball
10
to
ball?
shoot
Yeah.
and make that. I don't know if the 8 goes by,
No.
but at any rate, that was a dumb shot.
Yeah.
You know it. You won't
He can
be-
break. He can break the stack out with a
He
10 ball.
missed the ball.
It's
He missed the ball, and he sold out the brown ball, the 7. Or the
gonna
10.
bank this
He's going
10.
to shoot the 10. And he twirled around. He hung it up. I liked the brown ball a little better than that.
Yeah, because he could have got the 3 out if he did make the 7 and didn't
Yeah.
get shaped. He could have got the
Yeah.
3 out.
He used bad ginger. Grady has to kick underneath the ball, banking on his side, and not get a kiss. Or he might even give him the ball. He might be giving him this.
Yep, he is too.
Yeah, he didn't want to gamble on losing the cue ball. Now, Keith does have a kick. You
With-
see, he kicked the other, and now he
And
can
then the
kick
cue ball
because
2
there's
rails
an-
in the stack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Again, he hit
He's
it bad.
jumping
though.
and twisting. He hit it a little full, but that shot had a lot of merit. I mean, he kicks that ball and hits it first. The cue ball is going to spin towards the 5, and instead, he just leaves Grady an easy inning out. I mean, nothing aggressive, but he leaves him, you know, an easy
Now
out.
you just nudge the 8 ball and stick him right in the back of the stack.
That's tricky.
Tricky.
Yeah, that's tricky. That, you know, he's got a bad angle for that. He did, you know,
Distance.
the safest shot to not gamble on.
In turn, he's got to watch making a dead ball.
Yeah. This is a good shot. 2 rails into the pile with a little speed. He's going to scratch.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting anything to the
Yeah,
rail here.
he's going to scratch. But this is, I was going to say it's almost worth it, except really balls didn't come out for him. You know, the balls still aren't open real well unless the 1-7 combination's there. Keith's looking at banking this 5 and twirling forward, I think. But I don't think he can execute. I don't know if he can get by the side pocket because he's jacking up. It isn't like you can hit it low. Yeah, see, he couldn't do that at all. So he just did a simple duck shot where
He gave Grady a
Grady
cut
a
shot.
shot. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good
Grady's
shot.
getting a shot.
Yeah.
Well, Grady, take advantage. You got to get loose now, but take some strokes. Forget that one-shot poke shot. That's a case of when your nerves are a little bad. You know, Grady has been a warrior for so long that it could be getting to him. Well, he made one for Keith, one for himself, and
And
I don't
nothing
think he
goes.
has a shot except
No.
the pink ball, which is the 4 ball. You know, he can bank at that. And then I think if he makes it, the 14 is sticking out enough. He's shooting a combination, 13, 14.
I don't think he can control the cue ball if this
No, he
combination he's
can't.
worried about.
And if you hit it bad, the cue ball's going in the spot, you're going to leave a soft, easy bank.
This is the safest shot here.
Yeah. Hit it pretty good. At least good speed. Ball's dying a little. Well, here's that shot again. I've been calling the whole game. I don't know if anyone's ever going to shoot it. Here is the shot. Here is the shot. I like it. You know, you got to practice this. You're going to play a lot of one pocket. Come off here, here, and as long as you hit the second rail before you hit this ball, knocking it this way, the cue ball's coming up here. This is a great shot. It's come up a few times. I didn't have time to talk about it last time because they got him shot real quick. But he does have that shot, and he certainly knows that shot. Unless the 2 goes. Is he getting ready to fire the 2 in? Yeah, he is. He's going all out shooting the 2. I mean, you know, he doesn't care about Grady, and he sold out. That was a bad shot. I like my shot better. The only time you shoot a shot like that long is one you're going to make for sure, and he certainly didn't have the advantage making that for sure because he didn't make it, and he sold out one more time. Grady barely made that, but he got to the bank. I don't know if it banks, but it can put him in trouble. You know, all you want to do is get this by the 5 and shootable later, like that. Now, the only trouble is he's playing a guy like Keith, and Keith's going to bank the ball. You know, he doesn't care about any ball hanging near his pocket. He's either going to, I think he's got no, and he's got rail first bank. Yeah, good hit. But the only thing about that shot, he's shooting at one.
Yeah.
That's not the Keith I know, you know. I mean, the Keith I know would have banked one of those other two balls if they go. Now, really, he's got a combination. It looks like the cue ball is going to go just safe in case it doesn't go. And that's what happened here. He has to, I don't know if he has the right angle, but he has to cut this into the ball and glance at one rail away. That's what he's got to do.
Wow.
Except, bang. That's what I thought he would do last inning. He didn't care about giving. The ball didn't really sit good for him to shoot it because the cue ball was going the wrong direction. Now if he makes this, he's falling on the 8 and 14 if there's no kiss. I don't think there is. I think he can go forward and play position for the 8. He's looking at it. He's worried about a kiss. But I don't think there's a kiss. I think he can drive forward, a little right-hand English, the right speed, and he's going to the 8. I really don't see any kiss here.
Again, it's also the weight of the cue ball. If the cue ball will move far enough to get out of the way.
I think he's worried about the kiss and all that. And he's at a better viewpoint than I am, so maybe there is a kiss. But from looking at the monitor, I think there's no kiss. And the thing about this is he can't just kick and give Grady that ball that's hanging because he could leave a bank, an easy bank. But I think he can go forward on this 5 ball and bank it.
He tried to play it off the ball.
Yeah, he did. He tried to hit rail first, ball, give him the ball, and glance it in there. And he concedes the game because Grady is good at making balls hanging.
Grady did need 2 balls there, though.
I know, but he wanted, you know, there should be a rule about that. You know, in 9 ball, you can't give up the 8 and 9 because they're sitting good. That's actually what he did there.
We actually get penalized for it in tournaments.
Yeah. Well, I think he should there because the people deserve to see Grady make that and play position for the next ball. You know. I don't know if we have such a rule in 1 pocket. We got some kind of rule in 9 ball that way. You get penalized.
I had a shot the other night where I was going to lay my tip down underneath the cue ball.
Yeah.
And
the same thing he did in the first game. He made the corner back, and then he ran a couple balls and missed an easy shot. Now he can get 4 here. I could see, and he got a good angle to go 2 rails to the 14. This is ideal. Center ball, you just go 2 rails to the 14. You know, you want to hit it a little low so you're close to the 14. And he didn't hit it hard enough. Grady is, like I say, not at his best because that's a shot. You know, throughout the game of pool, you come up with shots. Are you better off undershooting or overshooting? In that case was the overshoot. You couldn't go wrong overshooting to get to the 14. And that has to do with thought processes, and he's just not thinking straight right now. He's not pocketing well. He's just not at his game. Keith's going to freeze him on the side of the pack. The only bad thing about this shot is he doesn't have anything near his pocket that goes. Grady's looks like he's winding up to play a combination bank, 5-3. And he did, and I believe he made it.
Yeah, he hit it good.
Okay. Now he can do that shot you wanted. Fan to 5, and, well, he doesn't want to do that. He just banked the ball on his side, and that's always a good shot, except he sort of tied them up. Keith has the shot to fan to 1 or 6.
On that last shot, I thought he could have kicked rail first and sent the ball to his hole and stuck him on the stack.
Well, Grady's winning 3-0. Games are 1-1. And Keith has a difficult time here. He can't spin the ball and put him on the pile, so he's just getting out of the inning. But I think Grady can do that. I think he can fan to 3 and go 1 rail into the 5 and freeze him there. You know, a hair right-hand English, got to hit the 3 thin. And I think he can put him on the side of the rack. That's what he's trying to do and succeeding. Only problem is he left the bank on the 3. And because the 14 and 11 tied up, Keith can swing all around and go upstream. That was the bad thing about tying up that ball.
Look out, Keith.
It's no lookout.
Jeez.
He made the ball, and he went through. You know, in the old days when you're beginning and all, you say, oh, what a bad roll. But you got to make sure that you hit it a little lower than that so you can go short and catch that side rail. You know, that's not really unlucky.
Or even a little softer.
Yeah, that's another thought there. If you know you're shooting a shot and the cue ball's going in the path of the pocket, yeah, you must shoot a little softer so it doesn't reach. But in that case, you know that you overspin it and catch that rail. Well, I like shooting a combination. He didn't. He's not playing real well.
No, he's waiting for Keith to make a mistake. He's not going to make a mistake himself.
He had a shot to play the 11-14 combination, fall on that side rail, right? And he'd untie the balls if he missed. He's going to come off the ball, leave him on the side again. This time he didn't sell anything out. No big problem here because Keith has like one ball that goes, and if you're distance, it's no good. Now, this would be the time where Grady can knock balls upstream. He's leading 3-1 in the hole. And you would like to get more balls out of play so that when Keith gets a shot, if he does, he can't run 9, you know. Make sure that you don't leave 9 balls in play down here. That's the thought when you get ahead. You play the mat. The shots change depending upon the score. You know, you have to play the score in one pocket. When you need a lot and the other guy needs a 1 or 2, you can take a chance at a shot if you're going to get right out. But when you're winning 3-1 in the hole, there's no need to take any chances.
That was a decent shot there.
Yeah, he's all right. He can't shoot at the 11 because he's going to sell out things.
Can't bank it 2 because the 9 goes.
Yeah, what do you do here? That was a real good shot. Well, I'll tell you what I like, being that he has nothing aggressive he could shoot. I think that he can shoot off of this ball, spin the cue ball this way down to here and knock it on his side. But, you know, this is not good. He left Keith like a 2-railer.
He makes a 2-railer. He has position to run at least 4.
That was a very bad shot. I liked my shot better. Keith hit it good, but not good enough. And as you see and the crowd sees, you can, I mean, if he made that, he was in danger of getting right out. You know, I mean, fall on the balls right. Oh, he hit that ball, so Keith doesn't have a bank. If he didn't hit, he has a bank on the 14 if he wants to go. You know, but he just can't control the cue ball. He wants to shoot that 14, I know, but if it's such a risk, because even though you're losing 3-1 in the hole, you don't have to be desperate yet.
No.
So he can knock this 13 on his side and leave Grady nothing. But the only problem there is Grady's going to knock balls out of play. He's going to put, like Weenie Beanie likes to say, he's going to put them in the kitchen. I don't know what that means, but I know that it's applied by Weenie Beanie in that situation. He's going to knock balls in the kitchen.
I was looking at Grady's cue earlier. I didn't recognize it.
Oh, yeah, that is kind of a new guy, good friend of Grady's. A guy named Joel Thomas made that cue for Grady. And while we have a little pause here, you know, Grady is going to have a senior tour, and the first event, you know, that's for 50 and over, is in Naples, Florida, in June. And then he's planning a one-pocket straight pool tournament in September in Columbia, South Carolina. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
No. You don't play straight pool, though.
No, but I think I'm going to spend some time with you and learn how to play it, though.
Yeah. Well, you know, you have to come to Florida, have a little fun, and we'll play a few hours of straight pool every day, and your game will get better. And the thing about straight pool is you apply it in one pocket. You know, when you get a shot in one pocket, it becomes straight pool.
You've taught me a lot of shots coming off the stack right out of the break.
Well,
that are shots that come up in straight pool.
It's nice of you to talk that way, but I would like to say that you are a great player and you really don't want to sound like a duffer, and you really, there's not a real lot of things you don't know. You know, a little straight pool would help you.
But there's a lot of common sense shots that I don't know, that all I need is somebody to tell me them.
You're right.
For me to wake up and, like a lot of these young players, after you tell them something, it's common sense to them.
Yeah.
But you have to initially tell them.
Right. You're blind to it
Exactly.
until it's pointed out to you, and then forever you know it. Well, we're into a ducking game, you know, and I favor Grady and that kind of stuff, because Keith will run out of patience way before Grady.
Yeah. I feel Keith's a better shot maker than Grady, though, so even if he puts balls up table.
Look at this speed. A perfect speed.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't want Grady to see that 14, because Grady could have did something with it. And I'll tell you, this one ball is close. This one ball is close. I don't know if Keith looked at it. I don't know how it looks down there, but it looks like this one ball is close to going in. Yeah, it's going a little wide, but I'll tell you what, if they're froze or close, it may throw. That, you know, Grady didn't even look at it, so it's not in his ball game here. He did a similar thing, and he's leaving the bank. I believe he left the bank on the 5, and it's free. And Grady, Keith, did you see how he start winding up to shoot? You can tell when a guy's going to duck or shoot when you've known him for so many years.
Boy, hit that so good.
Well, that's Grady's fault, because
Yeah.
he's playing overcautious. Now Keith's going to shoot this 9 ball, I believe, and if he makes it, he's going to get 6 more. But there's the one poke stroke, and he knows he blew an opportunity, and he showed his disgust. But now he, instead of having a chance to run 6 balls, he left Grady a bank that he can cross and go to the 8 with, or the 8 even, and position on the 1. If the 1 goes, I like that better.
Yeah, Grady's got a touchy bank with this 1. It's got an opportunity of kissing. I
Well,
don't think
he
he's ever
has
pulled
the 8.
trigger.
He has the 8. I don't think there's a kiss on it, but, you know, he can
I don't
see
even think he can twirl the 8. I don't think he can get enough of the 8.
No.
He's really worried about
He
it.
can't hit enough of the 8, you're right. I see it on the monitor. He can't, and there could be a kiss on the 1. I don't, you know, you got to be closer to it to see it. He's certainly not going to bank the 9, so he's banking the combination, it looks like now, and going upstream. I really like to know what he's thinking. He banked the pink ball on his side, and I don't know if he left anything. He left a bank on the 13, but it's not free because of that 9 ball. He can even, like you like to say, drag the ball over to that side because of the 9 ball. He can't shoot the 5.
He's going to fire this 8.
I don't think so. He has nothing to gain. When you shoot a shot now, you better make sure you're getting some balls with it. You
Yeah.
can't be shooting at 1s when it's a dangerous shot.
We can.
Well, he really doesn't have I expect him to sell out something here. He just banked the 8 where it didn't go, almost scratched.
And he tree-topped him.
He did sell out the 9. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Grady is not playing confidently, but if he shoots this 9 and banks it, I think that the cue ball, he's not even looking at it, but I think he can bank this 9 to the pocket and draw the ball right to here.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, he doesn't want to shoot any aggressive shots. And this is dangerous because you can
Yeah.
always leave a cross bank like this.
And all the balls play.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what can happen here. The 14 does not bank. It does not bank, but
It goes.
it goes 2 rails.
Under
Now,
the 8,
he
you
can
can
shoot
brush
it
off the
straight
8.
here, hit the 8, trickle to the
Exactly.
pocket, and the cue ball remains right here.
All he has to
So,
worry about is
yeah.
selling out the 1 ball.
Well, the
the
balls
crossbar.
have to go somewhere. If the
Yeah.
14 and 8, have to go somewhere, and they figure to block any bank, especially he's sticking
Yeah.
the ball. Yeah, I like that
I'd bank this
shot.
and drag the cue ball table again so I don't sell out the 1 or the 5.
Oh no, you know, he's losing 2-0. That's no big deal. But I would have to gamble on selling out here. I like that shot I just pointed out. 2-rail. He's not looking at it, but he can 2-rail this
He's
off
looking
the
at
inside of the 8. He's looking at something. He might
look at the combo on the 5 ball.
No,
or
he
the
might
4
be.
ball.
Yeah, he might be looking at the combo 14 into the 1 also. You know, that crosses, but he can kick it too.
As he kicks it.
I don't like, of all the shots,
Oh,
I didn't
boy.
like that. He sold out.
Yeah.
He probably didn't see that shot I pointed out, the 2-railer. It was an excellent shot. Now, anytime you kick a 9 ball when you're snookered and you go 2 rails and hit that ball, it always goes to the pocket.
Grady hit a great shot with position.
Well, that's Keith's fault too. He didn't have to sell out there. You said you wouldn't shoot that 2-railer under the 8 for the reason of selling out that other bank. He sold out worse.
Yeah.
You know, and didn't give himself a chance to win the game.
I'd have shot your shot, but I would have dragged up table. The same shot. I'd have taken away an angle.
No matter what you did there, it would have been better than what he
Yeah.
did do.
Again, it all depends on how good you can control your cue ball to what shots you can actually shoot.
Well, I think he has to play for the bank now, which he did.
I mean, you can shoot the right shot at the wrong speed and it becomes the wrong shot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Grady has 6 now. 6-0, and he's shooting at his hill ball, and he hit it pretty good. I don't see any shots at the money here, so now he's got to go back to ducking. Cut the 7 over there and just go long. Or he might shoot a 2-railer, it looks like, but that's the first shot. You don't have time to talk with Grady right now because he's taking 1 stroke and shooting. Well, Keith's going to shoot at this, what is it, the 15 ball?
15.
Yeah, he's going to shoot, draw the ball. He can
Play
go
shape
1
on the
rail
9.
into the 9.
He's going to play
He
shape
can go
on the
1
9 ball.
rail into the 9, and you know, and it was a semi-duck.
If he'd have hung that ball, Grady would have been in trouble a little bit.
Well, 1 ball worth anyway. I mean, if you hang that ball and give Keith ball in hand, he doesn't have to get to another
No.
ball. Grady just got to protect the game now. He's got to come off the inside of the 9, I think, and bring him down this end of the table. I don't know why he's looking at going that end. He's got to fan the 9 on the left side and just leave him as close to the end rail as possible. That's it. You know, there wasn't much brain surgery involved there. Now Keith is in the worst position for him because he has no patience. Look at this game. Grady needs 1. Keith needs 8. And all the balls are upstream out of play. What a bad feeling when you're playing 1 pocket.
I think you told me before, when you're down like this far, you have to just take a swing at it.
Well,
You
only
take a chance.
No, you can't swing at it unless you're going to get all the balls.
Well, yeah.
Because you're betting the game. You know, the guy needs 1. Yeah, if you had a chance to shoot a Harrigan shot and get right out, I recommend it. But you can't be shooting at 1s and 2s now and sell out the game when you need all of them.
Yeah.
You can't shoot a tough shot here until you get all the balls in play. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be a tough project. I don't think he's going to get the balls in play before Grady gets out because he did leave a bank at the money right now, the 9. And he hit it bad. He didn't exactly just poke it that time. He took a few strokes, but that stroke, you can do everything right and still miss it. So, you know.
Now he left a 2-railer on this 7 ball with shape.
Yeah, he's got to spin forward. Now, I don't know. I think the angle's wrong. I think it's a little too thin to force forward to the 2. I think if you do go 2 rails and try to force forward, you're going to hit one of those balls and sell out to Grady. Unless you hit it
Can you
bad
cut it with
enough.
inside English and spin around?
He can draw the ball, and you know he's again shooting at 1. I don't think he can shoot it and go forward.
You can believe
He
he's
can
going to
draw
try.
the balls. No, he did spin
You
it
can-
forward, and you know what? He hit it awful well. He didn't make it, but he hit it all. Now Grady's just going to
Does he give it to him, or?
No, shoot straight
Gets it
on and
up.
knock it 2 rails on your side and stick the cue ball. Well, see, he's afraid to knock it on his side. And the strength about it is, if he left it anywhere shootable, it stops Keith from doing any kind of shooting, you know, like this, for instance. He missed it, but Keith wouldn't have had that if he would have just stuck softly and left the 7 ball, you know, in between the side and his pocket. You know, guy can't shoot a shot. Grady shot at the game ball, missed, and sold out. But the thing about it is, like I said earlier, even with ball in hand, Keith doesn't have to make 2 here. You know, he's going the right direction,
Keith,
but he
come
missed
on, buddy.
the ball.
That's he scratched too.
That's the
Almost.
one. He got to the 11, but he didn't hit it thin enough. But you want to know something? The direction the cue ball went, if he hit it thin enough, it would have gone in the pocket. He's got a good bank on this for the money.
Short.
But he took the 1 poke. Grady wants to win this very badly. I think he has a loss. Does anyone know just what it is? Who's got a buyback here? Does Keith have a buyback? Does Grady have a buyback? I think they're both on the pack your bag side of the board.
Yeah, there's a bus ticket waiting for either one of them.
Yeah.
Whose break is it next?
It's Keith.
Keith's break's next?
It's Keith. This is the 3rd game. Grady won the lag and broke the 1st and 3rd because he made a ball on this one. That's how he got the lead. He made a ball on the last time he
So Keith breaks next?
Keith breaks next.
So this is huge for Keith. He's going to be able to break on his hill game.
It's more huge for Keith because if he happens to come back and win this game, he's got the break. Well, this is that shot again. I mean, it's a little, you know, he's in a bad spot. He wants to get balls in play. He did. That's a good shot. He got 1 ball in play. You know, maybe in a half hour he can get all of them in play. It depends.
This 7 ball banks with control.
Yeah, but I don't. You know, I really don't like
Grady
that.
won't shoot it though.
Yeah, because you're putting another ball in play. Just roll behind the 2 if you could. You know, like this.
It's a good shot.
A way better shot than the other. Yeah. Keith is moaning about something.
He's having fun.
He's in trouble here. You know,
he's making everybody laugh. Look at him.
He's got to fan the ball. He's got to fan the ball and put it right there. I don't think he can make the 10 from there and the 1 doesn't go. But if he leaves the cut on the 10, it's over with. That's what he's looking at. He can. He's in trouble. There's really not. You know what? Take a scratch. Take a scratch and kick the ball up there. Don't be stubborn. You might as well need 9. I don't like this. Don't do this, Keith. Take the scratch and put him up in that far corner. That's no good.
No.
That's
2 banks.
Yeah. That's
2 banks with a safety.
This is what I'm talking about. People are afraid to take that scratch and need another ball.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Got a little unlucky there.
Well, he can hit the 2 and stick his rock, and it figures to knock
might
the
make
1
the 1
away.
ball.
It might.
Oh.
That's that shot I've been calling with the cue ball. But, you know, he didn't want to really hit the 1 because if you hit the 1, you could only make it easier for Grady if you don't make it. He's got a bank on the 10 here. This ball banks, and he made it.
It's a shot we watched him shoot in practice.
He made it.
Yeah.
And Grady wins game number 3 and takes a 2-1 lead.
Did you notice in between the chairs down there where they're sitting?
I'd rather not say that. You know, we don't. I'd rather not say that because we're not doing commercials for that brewery, and it's like a little derogatory stuff, you know.
Oh, Keith doesn't hide it much, though.
No, but let's hide it from the fans. You know, Keith's got many fans, and you know, like I say, people are impressionable, and you don't want to point out any bad habits. It's not really a bad habit, but we're not going to do commercials for that company. Well, Keith left the arena for a while. He might have ran out of that company's product.
I think that's it. You may see him come back with a cooler.
Well, Grady's had to do a lot of waiting today because Keith didn't really, know he had to be here at the time he was, and we had to wait for him. And Grady was getting impatient like he is now. He's looking out the door and he's watching a match in the other table. Anything to get his mind off this game because he's winning, but he's struggling. And the thing that saved him here is he's breaking very well. He made he made a ball on the break twice. I got to say something. This is really interesting. I don't know how many people know it. I'll tell it later. It has to do with Ralph Greenleaf. You've heard of Ralph Greenleaf.
Hello, you guys, right on the rail. And then move the chairs.
What's this? One of the rare flaws in the Sardo rack.
I think he said the rack was tilted.
The rack was crooked a little bit, but yeah, I guess on a new cloth, the Sardo rack will rack them tight, even if the rack is in the right position. We have two dots near the wide corners, the back row, that you place two little pin-like things with the Sardo rack on those dots, and that makes them rack them in the same place all the time. It'll always rack them tight, but it'll rack them tight tilted too, I guess. Well, the same break that Grady's made a ball both times, Keith didn't, but he made an excellent break. And Grady is starting with a real puzzle here. This is where it's very important to get out of the break. The first shot after the break, most important shot. Now, what is he doing? He's going to try to fan it and go to this the side rail near the 8 without selling out, which was difficult, and he didn't do it.
He leaves the 8 ball, and he leaves the combination on the 8.
Got the 8. Control the whitey, and you'll have another shot. He's got the 9. He's got the 14. I think he's got to shoot the 9 first, then the 14, and then try to avoid hitting the 6 and the 3 and getting to the 11, or even to the 3. 3 goes next. Or he may be able to go one rail right now to the 3 and 6. That would be the shot if he can, on the underneath. Well, he tried to do this. I didn't like that. He didn't need all that English. He could have gone between the 13 and 3, and he'd have at least the 6. Now, if he does cut this in, he definitely has a shot to do it. He's losing the cue ball. He's not going to get to another ball unless he goes 3 rails and gets to the bank on the 15, and that's not going to...
He has to play shape to... Oof.
What was this?
He was trying to zigzag it. Come back around and play shape for the bank on the 4th 15.
He shot a 3-cushion shot.
Yeah.
He tried to cut the ball with a little right-hand English and go 3 rails on the cue ball and get behind the pile again to his pocket. Instead, he missed an easy shot.
He shot that awful fast.
Well,
for the difficulty of the shot that was at hand,
yeah,
he shot that way too fast. I'd have studied it.
The fundamentals, he jumped up. He gave Grady an easy shot to start with. Grady has to, if that ball is a little off the rail, Grady has to consider shooting a combination here. Well, he's not. He's shooting the 13, and he's going to go to the 6, except he missed.
It's not a bad miss, though.
Well, Keith feels the same way.
Yeah.
I always say when a player looks like he's running out and he misses the ball, you don't really care if the cue ball stops on top of the lights or the ball stops on top of the lights. You're getting a shot where you were dead. You see it? Wow. And Grady could live to regret that because he really didn't do enough to Keith. The score is 2-1, How many balls are off the table? I thought there were
It's
3 off.
1-to-1. 1-to-1 ball count.
Well, I'm seeing, maybe I'm not counting right, but I see 12 balls on the table, so there's another ball somewhere, isn't there? Look at them quick. 'Cause
Yeah, you're right.
I see 12 balls, and they got the score 1-1. Somebody's got 2.
Yeah.
I think it's Grady.
Oh, a ball owed. I think Keith,
Oh, now we're right. I don't know where that ball come from and why. Why did he spot that ball?
I don't know. I think they put the score up on the board because we were talking about it. But it is 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Excellent speed. Except, I think Grady has a shot on the 6. Not even to make it. Just cut it. Just cut it. You know, if it doesn't bank, just cut it wide and duck. Don't let him see anything. And you might make the combination. Well, either way,
Yeah.
you know, the ball stops over here and you duck the cue ball with the pack. It's a good shot. Now I think Grady he's looking at a combination, but I guess it doesn't go. Now he's going to have to slice this in, and he has a shot if he makes it. He overcut it. And Keith has an inning to get out of trouble. He can fan this ball and go towards the 5, or kick at the 5 and sell out to 14-5. I don't understand. I think he's trying to do too much. You didn't really have much to do there. He could have cut the pile and gone under the 5. Now he at least, I'll tell you what he may have left if Grady doesn't like shooting the thin cut or the combination. He left a double bank on this ball. He left a double bank. He's not looking at it, but the pink ball, he did leave a double bank. He's cutting it into the combination.
And leave distance.
And missed it. See, I like the double bank on that shot. Well, Keith has to just squat the rock, shoot the 4 balls straight on, and stick right there. You know, he might make that 14. And he at least
he might try to cross the ball over and push the
I don't like that.
No,
yeah,
boy.
That's a good shot. Knock everything away. That's a good shot. Except he did leave a bank. Now, I don't know if Grady's going to shoot it. This is a trick bank that Harold Worst showed me. It's going to go too quick, but, man, this is a heck of a shot. I got to show it to you later. See that shot he just shot? That was another horrible shot. Because if
this ball might be wired.
Well, whether it's wired or not, he can roll on it and just stay right there. And, you know, the 5 and 6 don't do anything. Just get this in play, and Grady made a bad shot. And I'll tell you what, Keith becomes the favorite now in this game, even though he's losing 2-1. Grady's going to kick 2 rails at that ball, you know, and just knock
all
the
you
scratch.
do is you find out where the hole is on the kick and just go a hair long.
That's it. If he cuts it, it's a great shot. Great shot. Great shot.
That's a duck for good one pocket players.
Yeah.
Keith went to the wrong hole.
I can't believe it.
Keith shot the ball the wrong hole.
He didn't know it. I couldn't figure out what he was doing.
It's a great shot.
Great shot, he did. And, you know, when Fats tells a story,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I talk like a lot of these people are alive now. Fats was a funny man. And he said he was playing a guy one time, and the guy shot in his pocket and ran 5 balls. And the 6th ball was a long shot, and Fats said, "Hold it, you don't play good enough to shoot this." And he got up and shot it.
No, did he really?
Yeah, well, that's his story. Of course, we know that as soon as you realize you're shooting in the wrong pocket, you try to replace everything best you can. You can't get away with shooting in the other pocket because, you know, as soon as you shoot one ball in the other person's pocket, your inning's over.
Yeah.
But Fats was gambling, and the guy kept shooting, and he let him. He said, but then a tough shot came up, and he said, "You don't play good enough for this. I'll take this one." Well, anyway, this game figures to be over.
Yeah.
You know, Grady's not playing his best, but to get out here, you don't need to be playing your best.
You play shape on a 3 ball here?
Well, can he? Yeah, if he can't hit the other ball thin enough, I mean, full enough to control it. Yeah, you do shoot something else. He did perfect. I mean, you stick there and you shoot the 1, you go 1 rail to the 2 and 11. And I expect him to be out. He needs 3 balls. I expect him to be out. This is like, you don't have to be playing real well to get out here, would you say?
No.
He undershot it again.
You have to hit that a lot better than that, though, to get out.
Well, there again is a shot where, like I like to tell people, there are shots that come up in the game of pool that to play position, are you better off overdoing, underdoing? And again, that was you're better off overdoing, you know. And now, instead of being out, Keith is still in the game, and he didn't want to gamble on shooting the 2 because he's not in that mode. He doesn't feel confident pocketing balls, so he wouldn't shoot that 2 ball. You would shot that 2 ball.
Oh, yeah.
I would have shot that 2 ball. Any of the young players would have shot that 2 ball, but because he's not feeling real good about his game, he didn't want to gamble. He figured, okay, I didn't get out. I need 2, and the other guy needs 6. So I won't even gamble. That's what he's thinking of. Imagine this. Keith shot in the right pocket.
He has to hit it hard enough.
He shot in the right pocket that time.
Well, he laid a good safe down if you missed.
Yeah, you know, he went a little too far, or he could have banked at the 5, but at this angle, he'll sell out the 3, so he can't be shooting the 5. Keith does a lot of fundamentally bad strokes, but he's doing it his whole life. You know, he started playing off a chair. You know, he was so little, and that is why he has that kind of side stroke with the cue stick. You see how his arm is more out here, you know, swing. That is due to starting the game when he was little, and he couldn't reach the table. So he had to hold his hands up high, and the arm, instead of swinging like a pendulum
side stroke
to the
side
ground. Yeah,
arm.
side arm. That's the reason. That's the same thing with, you'll see Willie Hop, you know, pictures of him, the old tree cushion champion. And okay. I have a match too?
No, I have a match.
Oh, you have a match. Okay, Shawn is leaving us, and we are going to, because he has a match. He got called to play a match, so we are putting an able substitute in, my good friend Scott Smith, the best tournament director in the world.
Well, that's your opinion, Danny DiLiberto.
Well,
but thank you very much for the flattery. It'll get you everywhere, pal.
But so you feel better, my opinion counts.
Oh, I know your opinion counts, pal.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have a game here. I don't know if you've been watching it, but Grady is on the hill in games 2-1.
And he's got a bird.
Yeah, he's leading
So,
6-3.
Rumor has it Keith was shooting at the wrong hole.
He did not only shoot at the wrong hole, he made the ball and gave Grady position. And Grady, who's winning this match, is not playing at his best. You know.
But he's still winning. So what does that mean Keith's doing?
Well, Keith's doing his usual wild stuff and shooting in Grady's pocket. Tough to lose when you're both shooting in the same pocket. But the match is not over yet, because Grady, when Keith did make the ball in his pocket,
Played position.
he didn't play good position. And he had a shot. He had a shot
This
at the
shot here.
He had a shot at the pocket, but he has not been playing real well.
Yeah.
So he elected to play safe. He could have shot another ball. Keith is doing a lot of twisting, jumping up. Grady's doing a lot of one-stroking that I like to instruct the people out there. It's very important to stay down, freeze that left hand.
Oh, look at this.
And don't
Is that
shoot.
what he wanted to do? He didn't want to do it. He did?
Sure. I'm going to tell you why. I'm glad
right.
this came up.
The ball is behind the line. So
Because let me tell you the story here.
Okay.
If he gives him the ball, he's leading 6-4.
Now he's only 5-2.
Now it's 5-3.
No, it's 5-2 because the ball didn't count, right?
Well,
Oh,
Keith
5-3
had,
it is?
yeah, it's
Keith had
5-3.
three? Okay.
All you're doing is changing the math,
Oh, I see it.
math
Okay.
position.
All right. We're back.
Okay, he's looking at possible shots. Now he's in trouble. He's going to shoot before I show it, but he had a very aggressive shot. Okay, stop. He could
Back to 9.
bank this ball and go one rail to here. You see it? Cross it
Right.
to here. Only because you would never shoot this if you're the one who needs 2. But when you need a lot of balls, you can do that. And if you execute it, you're going to get
Sooner or later,
something.
you got to shoot at your hole. That's right.
Yeah, you're not going to win this ducking.
Yeah, Grady probably has a tendency to be a little more patient than Keith is, but
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, Grady, but at the same time, he's over-ducking. He's passed up shots. But I explained that when you're not playing at your best, you take away a lot of the shooting shots and you throw moving in more.
Right.
And that's what Grady's doing, but he's actually overdoing it. But he could be successful in the match because of it. You know, like you say, Grady has way more patience than Keith. I mean, he can shoot this 9 and win the game.
yeah, you
You
can
know,
hold the
just-
ball up behind, maybe make the 11.
Yeah, bank
Yeah,
the
he'll have a
9,
shot.
and if you make it, you got the 11.
He's got to twist it.
Yeah.
Truman Hoke said you got to torque it. He didn't
Yeah.
torque it enough. Now he's
He did.
giving up a shot here.
Yeah.
But he got him jacked up on the 14, it looks like, and it's going to be hard for him to draw his ball to do anything
Well,
else.
he don't
so-
have to. Just roll it
gonna
in
roll
and
it
take
up.
the bank.
And he missed
He
it a
jumped
mile.
up, but he's been jumping up, and he sold out. He sold out. This is close to being my electric chair bank. You know, the bank I say I put up if I have
Yeah.
to go to electric chair missing.
To bet your life on it?
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
a really easy shot. Now
So he's on the hill now?
he
7?
needs one ball, and he's on the hill with the game. And if he doesn't like this shot, he could double bank the 11, you know, if he doesn't want
Well, for all you sports bettors, Grady was, Keith was actually the favorite in this match. According, look at this. This ball's rolling. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, they all played Grady as the dog here. And coming in year 2003, betonpool.com, so check it out. But it's not over yet.
It's not
Grady
over
needs one.
because as
But,
long as you keep a ball near your pocket, you'll stop the guy from shooting his game ball.
But,
But the way the balls are sitting,
Yeah, Grady's got all 4 of them way at the other end of the corner, the opposite end of the table, and Keith's going to have a hard time picking them off one at a time.
well, he's certainly going to have a tough time running 5
Now he's going to shake him up.
and make a couple. Look, it would have been nice to make that one
Both of them, too, right.
Yeah, because the more balls he gets,
Has Grady
in
got a
play-
shot here? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he has it. He has a good shot here. 0 in, and he can make this. I think he did. No, he
No.
overcut it.
Overcut the cheese here.
Well, now I don't
He's laying
think.
in a pretty tough spot, but he's going to have to kick from behind it.
I don't know. I think you can go off the table too. Going, you know, that's a good shot. He almost made the ball.
It was
But
a
in
good
case
shot.
he couldn't do that, you know.
Plot thickens. That changes the whole complexion.
Sure it does. Grady has to
Because
give
the
him
2
this
and the
ball.
11 ball are bankable. Oh, I don't think he's going to give it to him.
No.
Ooh.
Well, you know what?
He
That
should
was
have,
bad.
huh?
He should have
Yeah.
because that put him in a real trap. Keith will try to twirl this in, maybe, but he
Twirl, is
doesn't
that like
have to.
back spinning in or something? Back
I
cut
don't.
it?
You know what? Needing all the balls, it's not time to shoot because if you hit it bad, you're going to leave a bank. Make balls and put them all in play.
Well, that's exactly
didn't
what he
want
did.
it.
He come out of the corner 2 rails. Look at this
Look
shot,
at this.
Danny D.
Okay.
Swish.
Now, if he makes this, he's going to play position for a bank on the 2 and billiard the 5 in, I believe. You know, he needs
So
all
if
the
those
balls.
both go in
play.
at the same time, the 5's coming up right then, right?
No.
No,
No,
with
you
the
wait
one
till-
with the 10 balls still on the table, right? He's got to.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only time it comes right up is when there's no other balls on the table. I think that was dumb. It was the same hit if you make the ball. Because now if he made the ball, he can roll the other ball in
He's
and they
gotta-
both go on the spot and they're all in play.
Yeah, but now he's got a shot at the 5 maybe here.
Oh, I don't think so. He's looking
He's
at
talking.
it,
He's woofing.
but he's woofing because he's in the game from nowhere because
Grady's
Grady-
just daring him. Go ahead and shoot it, sucker.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I
you
wish
see
we
how-
could have got some of that dialogue.
Yeah, I know. They've been talking and we can't hear it all. But so you see right now how important it would have been to to pocket the 5 on the billiard when he banked that, because he could roll us and both go on the spot. He needs both balls.
He's got to be careful here. Yeah,
Oh, sure.
He's reevaluating. After talking all that trash,
he's not going to shoot.
Reevaluating.
He's not going to cross the 5.
No, he's apologizing.
You lose the cue ball if you try to cross this 5.
Where are these camera guys at, man? Let's get on that. What's his name? W.C. Fields. He reminds me of W.C. Fields with that nose.
We don't want to talk about noses, dude. Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
An old miscue. But that's the
In case
flaw.
you can't tell, I'm involved in the book, and we need Keith. Nice shot, Keith.
That's fundamental.
Shoot us his hole a few more times, too, will you?
That's fundamentals. You know, he's not staying down with the stroke. He's jumping up.
Actually, this could be a trap shot.
You're right. And so far,
Grady goes for the 3. Grady, he could scratch.
Yeah, Grady hasn't made those kind of shots.
This is my last trip up here in the...
yeah, after that word. Watch outside.
Oh, what a shot, what a shot, what a shot.
Yeah, and the thing about this shot is you didn't make it, but Grady's not shooting at the game. Anytime you put a ball near your pocket and the other guy needs 1, you stop him from shooting at his pocket. So Grady has
Keith drank all those Budweisers just this one session?
Okay, yes, he has.
Huh? 0 in there, Julian. Let's count them down there. 4.
Well, we did a little while ago, but I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want to do a Budweiser commercial.
Oh, I think we should do Budweiser commercial anytime we can. Anheuser-Busch, they're a great sponsor. There we go. The king of beers. I like that too.
Well, that's great, but it's early afternoon, and Keith has ran about 7 or 8 of them already.
Well, nobody knows that but us, do they?
Well, they'll know it when they get the tape.
Is there a time frame on the tape? Or
he might have people out there think he's a hero and a clean living guy, and
yeah, he's a role model.
Yeah, I didn't want to in case there's people who think differently.
We're just messing around.
Of course.
And
of course.
Mrs. McCREADY, Keith's mother, I was just kidding.
See this shot on a wet table, it goes.
Well, that ball came off funny the last rail there.
Well, because it's a new cloth. If it were a little worn or wet, it would have came out sharp, and he
Something just fell over. What was
chance
that?
to make it. Well, someone fell on their head, and everybody thinks it's funny.
I think it's a light fell down.
Oh. Keith has the same shot that didn't work.
Can we get another commentator up here? I might have to leave it. Can you handle this by yourself, Danny? Like, you can? Yeah. You could do what Pretty Boy Floyd did in Taiwan.
Well, I've already had it. But Billy got sick one match last year.
Where's Billy at?
That's another story. That's
okay.
another story. Well, anyway,
I might have to go check it out here.
Scott is the tournament director, and he has to go do something pertaining to the tournament. And
something fell down on this.
And come again when you can't stay so long. It
Thank
was
you.
nice.
Okay. All right. Can I send somebody up here, a second or a third? Who do you want?
We only need a couple balls. I might be able to.
No, this match might go into overtime here, man. 2-1. If it goes to the 5th game, I'll send you up here, somebody else. Or else I'll be back myself.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay, then you're welcome. Pat, thanks for inviting me up. Danny, it's nice talking to you.
Yes, Keith.
And all you sports fans out there, we love you. And keep supporting the world's greatest players. Thank you very much. And check out betonpool.com when you get a chance. Swish.
No.
Bite.
Not only swish, you know what he did now? He left him a shot at the 5, and if he happens to make it, he jumps straight up. The fundamentals in this game, folks, are really bad. He hit it so bad, I think he's got either a 3-railer and swing the cue ball around like that, and he hit it real well. That's a good one-pocket shot. He left it cross bank, but he did shoot at his game there. He created a way to shoot and got the cue ball upstream. So, you can't feel bad about leaving any kind of shot. Well, he hung it. I don't know. That ball's deep enough. I don't know if he can hit the rail and kick it out. I think you got to give it to him and lay right there. Make it hill. I don't like trying to get it out of there. You just got to roll and leave him deep in the pocket, I would say. Like that. I'll let him go. The only problem is in making this ball, he's going to sell out a spot shot. And if he tries to control it and go out of play with it, he could wind up leaving an easier shot. And I'm going to tell you something. Gambling, I would just lay there. Let him go. Let him shoot that ball. Yeah, let him go. Let him go. But he could have hit it fuller and left him right dripping in the pocket. And then it's a tough shot. Because if he misses this on the overcut side, he sells out. But he didn't miss it. And that was a very, very good shot, considering he missed a bunch of those earlier. And the flaw there was Keith didn't leave the cue ball dripping right in the hole. That's a lot tougher shot than when you got 3-4 inches. So I don't think we're going to do an interview. And it was nice talking to you people out there. If you're interested in any of the tapes Pat has, he has 3 cushions. He has 9-ball, 1 pocket, 8-ball. He has a tape with all fantastic, entertaining shots. And the number to call is 1-800-828-0397. Give Pat a call, and he will send you the catalog, and you'll get all these good matches to choose from. Well, I'd like to say, on behalf of myself and the people who were here and gone, Shawn Putnam and Scott Smith, thank you and good night.